Order blocks. There are multiple types of order blocks. Which order block should you focus on? There's only two types of order blocks should you ever focus on. Is a order block that fills liquidity or a order block that purchases liquidity. In this example, you can see right here, this order block filled some sort of liquidity. What liquidity could it fill? It could fill another order block. The other order block that it just filled, that order block could fill another order block, and that order block could fill a fair value gap, right? The only thing that it could fill is fair value gaps. But it could also fill another order block, but that order block could fill another order block. That order block, it could go infinitely until it fills a fair value gap. Right? Usually it's not like that. Usually only one or two order blocks that fill each other. Eventually the last order block fills a fair value gap. That right there is valid as well because it's filling other order blocks as well as it's filling a fair value gap that's already been used. Other type is a order block that purchases liquidity that eventually goes up higher, right? Vice versa and everything. Real quick before we start off, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment, and share. And join our Discord, the link is down below. We have the best community ever, right? Order blocks simplified. As you guys know, every candle could be used as an order block. Every singular candle could be used as an order block. This candle right over here is an order block. It stops out, right? You're probably wondering why this order block gets stopped out, although it left a fair value gap over here, right? It didn't fill liquidity. It did not fill liquidity, so this order block is a lower probability of an order block because it did not fill liquidity. But wondering, well, it did fill this IVG here. The IVG does not matter, right? Why? Because the fair value gap should be, folded, right? Without getting, without getting respected. Order blocks simplified. Let's get straight into it. We're gonna show you guys some chart examples, but it's a visual representation, the graphic representation right here, right? A order block that either fills liquidity, right? It eventually goes up higher. Or order block that either purchases liquidity goes up higher, right? And you're wondering, well, this one, he says, well, this order block filled liquidity and it went down. But this one not work. And the reason it did not work, you must have a narrative and a drawn liquidity the higher time if you want it to go higher. So this order block failed, right? And you guys don't just use this patternly, right? You guys don't use this concept like this randomly. Use it with logic, right? You can't pattern trade this, right? Everything is pattern, right? But you can't trade this pattern with a pattern. You might trade this pattern with a logic, right? And let's get straight into it. This right over here is a very high probability of an order block. How come this high probability of an order block? How come this is a high probability of an order block? This order block it purged liquidity. It purged out this low. So this order block, when it got created, it got respected very hard. It got respected a couple hours ago. You can see it got respected very good and very clean, pushed it upside, right? How does the order block? This order block purged liquidity. So it purged liquidity, right? Now let me show you guys more examples. This order block right over here. Why does order block work out? Because it purged liquidity, right? This order block purged liquidity, and this right over here purged out liquidity, right? Purged out the liquidity, boom. And keep in mind, every candle is hypothetically a order block. Every candle is an order block, right? Market goes up here. Every candle is an order block, right? Every candle has every candle is an order block. How? Every candle usually always has orders in there. So that's order block is basically means like orders, right? Order block, right? You see, other than that, a order block is a CRT. So the order block has its own range. That range gets souped, right? It's order block right over here has its own range. And this range had an SMT, so this range would have sort of getting range souped, but at an SMT diverges, right, during that specific time. So the SMT prevented the soup from happening. We can see order block has its own range, and when the range of the order block is broken out of, that range will be reused as an order block, right? This range got reused as an order block to push the price lower, right? And it did push the price lower here, right? So now I'm showing you guys more examples. So this example right over here that it failed for some reason. Why did it fail right over here? This one you would have looked for a New York reversal, right? So this order block hypothetically failed, right? Uh, the reason it failed right over here, yes, you can't have everything to work, right? But guess what? You're not randomly gonna enter this trade like this. You're gonna wait for some sort of confirmation, right? If you were to, you are not going to, right? I mean, your order block, your order block would have started from here, not from here, right? This is right here's your order block, right? You would have not entered this trade randomly out of the 4 hour, right? You have to scroll down to the 15 minute or 5 minute and execute, right? And the way I trade this trade, I took it to a short to the downside, but I never had an opportunity because market never retraced to my entry. But there was an opportunity to the downside here, right? It was a New York reversal, profile 1, right? And there's a reason this order block failed. Probabilities, first of all. Second of all, is not nothing has a 100% win rate. Third of all, is this one did not make sense. You need to have a lower time from entry. The lower time from entry happened right around here, somewhere inside that wick, right? So there is no entry there. I mean, the execution happened on this candle, so you would have been protected regardless. Then eventually, this order block would have been used to buy side liquidity, right? Show you guys one example. There was a SMT divergence with this order block. You can see this order block right over here. In this case, your order block is this big candle, right? This big candle is your order block that pushes the price down, right? What does order block do? It filled liquidity, right? How come did it fill liquidity? Yes, I mean it didn't fill liquidity, by the way, but it had SMT. So it hypothetically filled liquidity. How? Because SMT prevents it from happening. So it filled liquidity. So this is your order block right over here. How come is it this all the way down here? Simply because market really never, you know what I'm saying, market closed below the both of the candles. These were consecutive candles, right? Closed below it, tapped it, and went lower, right? How is this your order block? Because you filled liquidity, right? Because every candle is an order block, right? This candle is an order block. Oops. This candle right over here is an order block, right? This candle right over here is an order block. What else is an order block? You see how this order block failed by tapped the other order block? Interesting, right? So every candle is an order block. This right here is an order block, right? Every singular candle is an order block. This is why do we avoid this order block? Because order block didn't do nothing, and this order block did not make sense. It's pattern, right? But this day, my bounce is bearish, right? So you must, to have this most highest probability of an order block, you must either build liquidity or purge liquidity, or there is no more or. You must have one of these, plus you must have logic, narrative, and drawn liquidity to it, right? For you to have a higher chance of a success rate on that order block working on your favor. You can't just along this random ass pattern. You have to have a logic and narrative to that pattern, right? So does this purge of liquidity, makes sense? Okay, what's the higher time from the higher time is bullish? Okay, this has a higher chance of working out. What about this? The same thing here. Okay, that's a higher chance of working out because the higher time is bullish. This order block is bullish, and the narrative is bullish. The logic makes sense, right? Because every candle is a range. Every candle is a range. First of all, every candle turns into an order block, right? Range right here. It goes like this, right? And what is a range? CRT, right? CRT, as you guys already know, CRT becomes a order block if you guys pay attention to, right? This is a range, right? It's just a manipulation of a range low. Sometimes you can have SMT. Sometimes you want me range, soup it out, just go up higher. Those times it is what it is, right? Goes up, soup out the range low. This is a breakout structure to many traders. People will take a short here, soup it out, go right back up because it's a manipulation, right? Oh, you want to buy low, sell high. A market maker will not sell low, right? You will buy low, sell high, right? You'll sell high, buy low, right? It doesn't make sense to sell over here. So market shift traders, ICT pattern traders will got wrecked, went up here, and it's the range when it got broken out of, it's reused as an order block. It's right over here because it's kind of like this candle inside of it. It filled liquidity, right? Right when it goes down here, it did some sort of thing. Right when the market goes down here, right? When it pushes that range low, it is some sort of thing. It either burst liquidity or it filled a liquidity. Or it was already inside of a liquidity. It just went down here, super the low and went up higher, right? You see now this range becomes a order block. This range built liquidity, right? So this range basically becomes as a way to long it up higher, right? Other way to knowing a high probability order block using CRT ranges, right? This right here is a CRT. CRT look at soup, going to CRT high. CRT high became this CRT high. This candle became this range became a order block, a price higher, right? Orderblocks simplified. Thank you for watching. Make sure you guys join the Discord. Link description down below. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Orderblocks simplified. I'll see you guys later. Peace.